If you have a wrist size in inches beginning with 6, it can be hard to find beautiful dive watches that fit well and don't cost a fortune. The original Rolex Submariner was just 37mm in diameter, perfect for the small wristed amongst us, but modern dive watches are a different story. So here are 10 cool and affordable dive watches for smaller wrists. Invicta is often ridiculed for some of the crazy, ridiculous watches it sells, but the Pro Diver series is a simple collection of Rolex Submariner style watches. You can easily pick up a Pro Diver with an automatic movement for less than £100, even cheaper if it's quartz, and for that you get a full stainless steel construction, solid link bracelet, and a claimed 200 metres of water resistance. There are loads of variants available, different sizes including 37mm options and different colours, and the build quality is perfectly fine for the money. If you want a Submariner style watch you can wear without worrying, the Pro Diver is an easy option. The Vostok Amphibia is a legendary Russian dive watch, but it has become much harder to come by since the start of the terrible war in Ukraine. If you can find one though, at 39mm in diameter and 15mm thick, it has an incredible presence on small wrists, but it is still wearable. Amphibias have an unmistakable vintage style, having barely changed in the decades since the original military watches were first issued. The movement is industrial, shall we say, and there's no quick set date, but that just adds to the charm. If you can bag one for £100 or less, you probably should, just for the fun of it. The Scuba Dude variant is my favourite with the light blue dial and distinctive motif, but there are tons of options. The Baltic Aquascaphe looks like it has come straight out of the 1950s, without being a direct clone of a vintage watch from that era. And with a case size of 39mm, full stainless steel construction, a reliable Miyota 9039 movement, and superluminova on the dial, it is most definitely a modern watch, but it retains a vintage elegance, the best of both worlds. There are a few different colour options available, although the navy blue is my personal favourite, and the watch offers wonderful symmetry with its no-date design. It comes in at just under £500, which is very reasonable. There will be viewers who turn off this video in disgust at the inclusion of the Casio MDV-10, aka the Mini Duro. Its water resistance rating is just 50 metres, so the only place you'll really want to take it diving is your bathtub. But water resistance aside, it's the same classic Duro in a smaller package. In fact, it's even smaller than the specifications suggest at around 36mm, which is a dream come true for a wrist as small as my 6-incher. You can choose between a black bezel or Batman or Pepsi bezels, so for desk divers like me, it's a great option. If you already own a number of watches, it's unlikely you'll want to add this to your collection, but as a first dive style watch, you can do much worse. It's not easy to design a dive watch that isn't immediately reminiscent of another famous watch, but Serica managed it with the 5303. It has an unusual bezel, and the case mixes brushed and polished finishes and a curious looking dial, no logo or branding and flat printing. It sounds like it shouldn't work, but it really does, and the specifications aren't bad either. It measures 39mm in diameter, with a thickness of 12.2 and a lug-to-lug of 46.5. There's 300 metres of water resistance, C3 superluminova, and the calibre M100 automatic movement is rated to plus or minus 4 seconds a day, which is better than COSC certification. The original release did have some issues with the movement, which Serica has sought to address with the new COSC certified release. It isn't cheap at nearly £1,300, but it is Swiss made and looks like nothing else on the market. Unless you count the multiple homages, that is. I don't know how this affects sales of the watch, but I think the brand can take enormous pride in this. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, as they say. The Super Squale is a faithful reissue of a Squale watch from the 1960s. Squale exclusively makes dive watches, and the Super Squale is its skin diver, which is smaller than other watches at 38mm, but retains an excellent water resistance rating of 200 meters. It has the reliable Sellita SW200-1 movement, and it's made of 316L stainless steel with a sapphire crystal. You can choose between a beads of rice style bracelet or rubber strap, and a few different colourways, but the monochrome grey especially looks incredible on the beads of rice. It is more expensive than most watches on this list, costing upwards of £1,000, but it's Swiss made, and Squale has the heritage to back up the price tag. Did you know that Tissot makes watches other than the PRX? Yes, that's right, unbelievable but true. The C-Star 1000 comes in all different case sizes and colourways, but for this video we'll focus on the 36mm version. There are 5 different dial colours available: black, black gilt, blue, white and white mother of pearl. It is a distinctly unisex model and wonderfully thin at less than 10mm. And starting at £390 before discounts, it is good value for a Swiss made watch, even if it is quartz. It's essentially Tissot's take on the Submariner, so you won't find much originality here, but it's good looking nevertheless. I don't believe a date window has ever really improved the design of a watch, save for perhaps the Rolex day date. In fact, more often than not, a date window will spoil the symmetry of a dial or cut off markers or numerals in a haphazard way. But with the D5, I think Weyer has done an excellent job of seamlessly integrating a date window. It looks like it's meant to be there and isn't just an afterthought. I think the D5 Tropic Diver is the highlight of Weyer's dive watch collection, but all are attractive and well proportioned dive watches with a case size of 39mm or slightly larger 42mm. You can also choose from either a Miyota 9015 automatic movement or pay a bit more for the D7 model and get a Swiss Sellita SW200. These watches sell out fast, so you need to be quick when they are made available. Now for something from a brand you've probably never heard of. The Le Fourbon Rochelaise is a super compressor style watch, which is immediately identifiable due to its double crown design. The 4 o'clock crown is used to set the time, and the 2 o'clock crown is used to turn the internal bezel. Although this style of watch no longer offers any real benefits over a regular dive watch, it's a really cool feature nonetheless. And better still, at 39mm, with a thickness of 11.4 and a lug-to-lug of 46, it's going to fit almost any wrist. It looks great on both the 7-link stainless steel bracelet and the tropical rubber strap. Prices start at around £530, which is not bad at all. The Neptune was Laurier's first watch, and over the years Laurier has refined and fine-tuned the design and production, with the latest iteration being the Series 4. As with all Laurier watches, it is inspired by the past, and that vintage styling extends as far as the Hesselite crystal adorning the black gilt dial, and acrylic bezel insert designed to replicate Bakelite bezel inserts from the mid-20th century. The large crown won't be to everyone's taste, but the specifications are a match for any watch on this list, with a diameter of 39mm, thickness of 12.7 and lug-to-lug of 46. The movement is a Miyota 90S5 movement, and it comes in at around £410 before shipping and taxes, which is quite fair. So there we go. Again, like previous top 10 videos, the suggestions are dominated by micro brands, as Swiss options are severely limited at the affordable end of the market these days. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.